All right, good afternoon, everybody.
Is it afternoon?
It is afternoon. Good afternoon.
What day is it?
It is Friday afternoon. It is the day after Halloween, and we haven't filmed for a week. It was last Friday that
They
we last
forgot
filmed.
who we were.
Yeah, if you forgot who we are, I am Steve.
I'm Donna.
And we are Happy Art Treasures. We are full-time resellers in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Rehomers of stuff.
We have been on an adventure whirlwind tour. We have an actual topic today that we are just going to talk about. We're not going to do what sold. We're not going to do garage sale haul. We will update the map and show you that because we are excited about that.
And we got mail.
Yes, we have two articles of mail to put on the map. One, I haven't even let her open yet. I just got back from the post office and we have a piece of mail. We got one here and we got one there. So these are going to go on the map, but I will not let her open this one yet.
Don't show the address.
Because I'm mean. Actually, it's because when we update the map, we'll open it then, and we'll read that, and read them both to you then.
We got so many comments and so many places from all over the whole
I'd guess about 30.
U.S.
I'd guess about 30, which, you know, that's a small percentage of the people that watch the video, but hey, it's a start. We get to put in push pins in the map to a bunch of locations. But today, we're going to mainly talk about what we've learned reselling for friends and family. So this is not about to be negative and not do it, because it got us our start. So
exactly,
we're going to go into a deep dive. So you know how people say they're a jack of all trades and masters of none? Mm-hmm. We're kind of like that. We don't know a lot about anything. However, I can tell you that we have 4 years plus experience selling for friends and family. We have learned a lot, and we have a lot to say. We are not experts. Do not take everything we say as the gospel. This is just our thoughts and opinions after doing it for more than 4 years. We're going to tell you the pros, the cons, and what we would recommend and what we're doing going forward. Going forward, yes. Okay, we are going to get right into that. I don't want to mess around too much. But I do want to say a couple things while we've been gone and not filming that you missed out on. I just want to tell you about.
First of all, where did we go? We went to Arkansas. We got to go see my mom. We picked up my mom. We went down to Texarkana. We got to see our brand new baby would-be cousin, second cousin. Anyway, baby Cora's not a baby anymore. She's a big sister, and she has a little brother named Andrew.
Yes.
So we got to meet him, and that was awesome. We got to see my aunt and my cousin, and it was fun. And then we came back to mom's, and then we came back here. So every day for 4 days in a row, he drove 6 hours every day.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So anyway, but as far as reselling goes and our business goes, we learned a valuable lesson when we took off on that trip. We learned that time away will only work in some instances. So we left Saturday morning. So Friday night I finished my shipping. I got all my packages ready because then I dropped them off on Saturday morning, and I put the store on time away. Put it on time away till Wednesday.
Which is what you would do when you go on vacation.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And normally we still sell, I would say, 3 to 9 items a day on time away. Mm-hmm. So Friday night before we left, we're like, man,
I haven't sold anything.
The store's quiet. And so Saturday morning,
I haven't sold anything.
Nothing overnight.
What the heck?
We get on the road, we're halfway through the day, and it's like, jeepers, man.
Here's what I learned. Everybody needs a Larry.
Yes.
So that is somebody who is your best buddy who kind of likes watching your store, and he loves you enough to call and say, hey,
something seems wrong.
You don't have any items in your store.
Yeah, it was late afternoon on Saturday. Larry calls us. We're on the interstate in Arkansas, in Missouri. And he's like, hey, I just wanted to reach out and tell you, like, I looked at your store. I only see one thing, and that one thing is on auction. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I looked, and when I put it on time away, I put it on time away, hide the store so nobody buys anything. Not time away. People can buy things and you'll adjust your shipping. So I had the store turned off.
So be careful what buttons you push.
Yeah. Double check when you put it on time away that it's on the correct time away, because that did hurt us. And like, so then we turned it back on, and I mean, the next 24 hours, we only sold like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, but we
and they
started
were
selling things.
really the cheapy half off things or whatever, but it did start going again. And one of the things was like 10 minutes after we turned it on, we switched it to the other. We ended time away, put it on the correct one. 10 minutes later, we sold a pair of jeans for like $10.
Yes.
So, yeah, make sure you know what you're doing with your store. There's a lot of things that don't know what I'm doing with. So why are we discussing selling with friends and family?
Because it can be an issue.
Yeah, it's an issue
right.
for every reseller.
Unless you don't have any friends or any family.
Yes. Otherwise, everybody deals with this and these questions and this scenario at one point in their life on their reselling journey. And so we had something come up. We are in a couple different groups with resellers, like from across the country, honestly. And the topic was brought up a couple days ago because somebody said, so here's the scenario. There's a reseller. They're not anyone near here. They have a family member who has a collection of things, and they're going to take those things to Goodwill. They're going to donate them to Goodwill. And so this family member, reseller that we know, reached out to them and said, well, if you're going to take them to Goodwill, we'll save you the trip. We'll just come and get it from you, and, we'll take it instead of Goodwill. Mm-hmm. And the family member then responded with, well, if you're going to come get it, I need to look this stuff up, and I need to see what they're worth so I can sell it to you. And that obviously caused some hard feelings. And so then there's this discussion about family and selling for family. There was a whole group chat about this, a lot of people chiming in, and some people are staunchly against selling for friends and family. Yeah. One person said friends, money and family is like oil and water. They don't mix. Keep it separate. Other people say, it's fine as long as you draw the lines. Other people think, say you should, there's a lot of different ways to handle it. So anyway, this whole discussion, because we're in a situation in our life and in our business where we're making some changes, we thought, well, this is a good topic for a video for us to talk about this. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Anything to add yet?
He says that because I have some feels about this.
Yes, she absolutely does. We both have different feels about this, but we are on the same page as a team, as a business, and whatever. So we're going to get into this.
Okay, so whether you have a fundraiser for kids at school, or whether you have a GoFundMe or something for somebody who's had a health issue, or they're raising money for something, or whether you are a reseller and that's how you earn your money, or whether you have a store, a boutique or something like that, like our neighbor does, and that's how you make your living. Yeah. But always, a good motto to have is support your friends. Support your friends first. If you're going to buy something, then why not buy it from your friends or family? And just because they're friends and family doesn't mean you need to get it for cheaper, Absolutely. So with that in mind.
For example, we have one of our kids who is a dog groomer sometimes, and
yes.
Used to work at dog shelters and different places, and he's grooming our dogs, and apparently didn't charge us like last time, and so he groomed our dogs last week while we were gone, and we were like, well, we don't want you to do this for free. We're going to pay you for this. So yeah, because I don't want to take advantage of.
Yeah, if he's spending his time to groom my dog,
to do a skill that we do not have, I can tell you that.
And we would have paid somebody else to do that same thing, or he would have earned the money to do that for someone else. Then we need to be paying him too, because we want to support him, because we love him, whether he's friend or family or whatever. So support your friends, just like Harry Tornado said.
Yeah, support your friends.
Okay.
Your friends. We're going to get into the feels. We have some strong feelings about what we do and about how others view it and what some people may or may not think. We got strong feelings about that. That is part of this conversation we're going to get into. I do have actual notes. We discussed this. We actually have notes and kind of an outline because there's a lot to touch on. So anyway, getting into how we ended up here. We are not here to tell you to not sell for friends or family. Absolutely, 1,000% not.
Just know going into it how you feel about it.
Well, and that's why we're here, so hopefully we can help you know what that means.
Yes.
We went into this 4+ years ago, before we were full-time selling for friends and family, and we didn't know how we felt about it. We were just like, oh, cool, yeah, we'll do that. That's great inventory, whatever. We had a neighbor come, and he started bringing stuff for us, and then he had his friends and family start doing it, and we have had friends and family do it. And at first, when we first started, it got our business off the ground. We would not have made it jumping into full-time without that aspect of our business. Because so much of our inventory came from friends and family.
Well, when we first started and people were bringing us stuff to sell, everyone that brought us stuff, and that's how they supported us, and supported
And
your friends, because when they brought stuff to us, I said, be prepared for it to sell for $1. If it doesn't sell, we're going to donate it. I'm not going to keep track of everybody's stuff. And so people that brought us stuff basically knew that they might get a little bit back, but they were helping us, so we split it 50-50.
We were very, very fortunate starting this out that we didn't have any people with different feelings other than just helping us out.
Yeah.
I would say 9 out of every 10 people that we've sold for, and in the beginning, probably 10 out of 10, all of them would just bring it over and be like, you do whatever you can with it. We don't care. We don't have any expectations. Mm-hmm. So just whatever you can do. That really helped us out, because if we would have had problems in the beginning, it would have been really awkward and we wouldn't have known quite what to do.
We even had one person who brought over all their stuff, and we got ready to pay them, and they said, no, most of it was dog related items. I want you to give this to it was actually our kid who was doing dog training for other people at that time, and they said give the proceeds to him to help get his business started.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, we were very fortunate in the beginning to have those relationships, and that's where we started. So how we started was we started selling for people, and we would tell them we're doing 50-50, and that's all we started at, 50-50. We're doing 50-50. No matter what, we'll do the best we can and whatever. Well, then, after we started, once we went full-time, we really started listing things on eBay, because remember, a lot of this was dollar auction. We started going to eBay, so when we first started selling eBay items, we were doing 50%. We were trying to figure out, okay, it sold for this amount, and then we have the fees, and then we had promotion fees, and so now so now you take those off, and now we're at $82.37 left. And so then we were like 50-50 of that. Well, that got old really fast. So we started rounding. And then we ended up figuring out that it's around 25%.
So, as the one who was trying to do the bookkeeping and pay people their commission and call it, or we were taking our commission and we were paying other people, it got really tedious, because how do I figure, after profit, after we pay the fees on eBay, after profit, how do we make it easy? Because ain't nobody got time for all that. So for instance, if we would sell a $10 item on eBay that was somebody else's, and we were to split it 50-50, that would be, $5 for them and $5 for us. However, we have the fee, we have the listing fee, the selling fee, the cost of the box, and gas to run it down to the post office and all of that stuff. So it ended up that we weren't getting anything. So we began to look at it a different way, and still talking about a $10 or cheaper item. If we take 50% of that is in fees and costs, then we split what's left over, the profit. That ends up being that we split 50% of it. So we began to say 25% of what it sells for is what you can expect to get. So
Yes.
we were doing 25% to the person, 25% basically to us, and then the fees.
Yeah, the person got 25% of the cost of the amount that it sold for, period. There were a couple people that were like 25%. That don't seem very much. Now I want to insert this. We have always, since we started this, and we will continue to in the future, we have always encouraged people that they should start an eBay account, sell it for themselves. They could make more money.
And we taught a lot of people, or showed, or were willing to show a lot of people how to do it. And people, as resellers, this, people don't want to take the time to do it. It's hard work.
It is very hard work and very time consuming.
Yes. So, I mean, sure, we would sell for other people, and if they didn't like it, that's okay. They could sell it for themselves and no hard feelings.
So we set up this hard line that this is our structure. It's 50% dollar auction, 25% payout to you for eBay or booth or whatever. Now, where I started to have a problem, like we had a few items come in that sold for like $200, $300, $400. And then I started questioning, Donna, is this okay? Should I feel okay with this? Blah, 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 blah. And because, we're taking home a bigger chunk. But Donna stood firm, and I agree with her now. Looking back, I totally agree with her that, no, that's our structure. And we need to stick to that structure. If somebody brings us a $400 item and they want to make $200 or $300 or whatever off it, then they need to sell it themselves. And that's fine. We will encourage that. But where we really learned our lesson, where I learned my lesson, Donna was smart about it the whole time. Where I learned my lesson is we had a couple of items sell for other people that then came back as a return. And we paid the people. Something was broken, so then we just ate it. We already paid the people. We didn't ask for the money back. We just ate the loss. And something else sold, and then we had one thing that sold. It was a pair of shoes that sold, and it got returned. We paid the people.
I always just, as soon as the thing sells, just for ease and bookkeeping,
Document it.
I kept track of it every day, and as it sold, I would mark it onto their account, and then we would pay people weekly. So we sold a pair of shoes, I paid them their portion, and then 2 weeks down the road, here comes the shoes came back because they were, I don't know, wrong size, whatever.
Yeah.
And so then we had to refund the buyer. So we had paid the person their fee, we had to refund the buyer, and here we have this shoes to sell again. So eventually they sold again.
Yeah, like 6 months later, they sold again. In this instance that this happened, this is when we kind of started changing a few things. In this instance, this happened, the original owner of the shoes, who we already sold it and
which
paid
was a
them
couple
out.
months later.
It was like 6 months later. This pair of shoes sold again, and that owner saw that, like in a video, and they were like, hey, you didn't send me payment for those shoes. And so I had to go back through the records and find the date and find everything and show them that these already got sold and you already got paid.
And then they came back and sold again. So.
And so then we're still trying to make our money from the first time, basically, because we refunded everything. So that's when we first started scaling back from, we're not going to sell for as many people because it was getting too complicated and things like that. I'm not upset at that person. I knew I wasn't upset at that person, but that's when it started getting complicated.
Hard feelings, and you might have people upset with you or questioning your business practices.
Yes, questioning whether we were being honest, fair, whatever. And we have always tried to be as open as we could and as fair as we can, or whatever. We sold for example, like, because we were talking about higher priced items. If we sell something for somebody that sells for, let's say, $250, and then it gets returned, like there's shipping, we have to refund the shipping too. And here's an example. This was not selling for somebody else, it was something of ours, but this can absolutely happen with somebody else's too. I sold a $250 lamp. There's a video about it somewhere. And I shipped this lamp, and it cost I don't remember, it's probably $80. I think it was over $300 with cost of good, with what they bought it and shipping. And I packed it so carefully. It had all these little mushrooms on it, and I tried so hard to pack it as carefully as I could, and it broke. It broke in shipment. So now, not only did I have to refund them the money that they bought it, but I also had to refund them the $80 or whatever in shipping that came out of my pocket.
Then you had to do a claim.
And I did a claim, and the post office said, no, you didn't pack it good enough. So we didn't get any insurance money back on the claim. I did a really good job. I'm sorry, but I did. I even double boxed it, and they said no. Now, if that happens, if we sell something for somebody that we're taking on that risk, we sell that for somebody else, we would pay them already.
And I'm not going to
You
wait
know.
2 or 3 months down the road before paying people
Yeah.
because they see their item sell and they're like, you know.
Yeah. So the 25%, how we justify it is A, we think it's fair. B, it's not only just about the numbers and the cost or whatever, but we are taking on the responsibility of testing it if it's electronics or something that has
Storing
moving pieces, storing it. If it doesn't sell for 2 years, it's taking up space. You guys have seen our inventory. We need space for inventory.
Shipping supplies.
The shipping and what it takes to ship it, the possibility of returns, whether it be because it doesn't fit, just don't like it. That is a return reason. People return things, just didn't like it. We just had one of those recently. Or if it breaks, heaven forbid, because then we don't get the item back at all. We're taking on a lot of risk for that. And so...
And storage of the item. Did I say that already?
Yep, we covered storage. So that's where it was like, okay, this makes sense now. It's when somebody looks at the amount of work and time and it's everything, and a lot of things that get brought to us, we have to test it and we have to clean it. And not everything looks like it's brand new out the box. We're down there, we go through a lot of Lysol wipes and a lot of paper towels. We clean everything immaculately as best we can. We put a lot of work into this job. As other resellers know, this is not easy and it's very time consuming. So we finally became okay with, I became okay with that. Makes sense and that's fair. And like I said, if anyone ever questioned whether that was fair or not, we always encourage them to sell it themselves. We tell everybody straight up. Every time we tell them, if you're coming to us and you're trying to get top dollar, we are not the person for you. You should find somebody else or sell it yourself. Because
and you know what? Once you figure out what your policy is going to be, stick to it. All that to say, as a reseller and as a business owner, know what your policies are.
Yeah.
And stick to it. Don't say, well, okay, I'll do 20% for you and 35% for you and whatever.
Yeah.
Figure out what your policies are.
Don't let
and
anybody
do it.
make you feel bad about what you decide to do. You don't have to do 25%. You can do 40%. We've heard people that do 40%, 35%, even 50%. But you decide what's best for you and you stick to it.
Yeah.
What we highly recommend is doing buyouts. And I want to relate this to garage sales.
Well, and that's what we're moving towards.
That's what we're moving towards. Buyouts. So if you have a friend like this person that we talked about, they have a collection or whatever. Let's say that didn't happen and they weren't going to donate to Goodwill or whatever, and they wanted them to come sell for them, what we highly recommend is a buyout. Now, if you have stuff that you want to bring to us or another reseller, or if they're coming to you, what we like to do, whether it be friends and family or whether it be the fire buy garage sale.
Yeah, just somebody you meet.
What we don't like to do, because we don't want to, we're cheap, right? In this business, we kind of have to be cheap. Because
what is it that Corey says? You make your money on the buy.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. I kind of disagree with it because you can buy it and if it sits in storage, you ain't making no money. But anyway.
Right.
We always try to get the person we're talking to, whether it be friends and family or anybody, to tell us what they want for it first. And then see if it's something we can work out a deal. And the thought process is, a lot of people have is, well, the first person to blink loses because, whatever, maybe you would have given more or less or whatever. We want to know, we want to be fair, and so we want to know where they stand.
We want to know where they stand, where they're coming from. And if somebody is hoping to get $1,000 for their collection and we come in and offer them $10,
Not 10, but be realistic.
I'm
okay,
just trying to,
150.
Yeah.
Let's,
There's going to be hard feelings. But if, on the same token, if we come in and we think, well, man, this is worth, $1,000, I wonder what he's going to want for it. And he really only wants to get $200.
Because he really wants to get rid of it.
In the first place, he's the owner. So we would like for, the owner to tell us what they want.
Yeah.
And what they're expecting to get. And then that gives us some direction, to go from, a basis to go from. And then we can begin to talk about the real value of it. Or, if it's a good deal and that's all he wants and he's fine with that, then,
Our last two things we went to, and these are not friends and family examples, but the last two things we went to, one of them we went to, and the stuff wasn't in great condition. It was very dusty, very dirty, and he made us tell him an offer. He's like, no, just shoot me an offer, shoot me an offer, shoot me an offer. Well, we shot him an offer, and then he was like a little appalled at it, and he's like, well, I paid blah, blah, blah for it. And we're like...
He says, I can just take it to donate it for that.
He said, yeah, I'll rent a trailer and take it to the dumps for that, is what he said. Like, well, okay, then that's fine, whatever. But it's, we would rather know what he's looking at. What are you wanting to get for this? And we'll go from there. But then, we walked away and we said, you know what? Hey, no hard feelings. We didn't leave on any negative vibes at all. It was just, for what we do, this isn't going to work. We could only give you this much, and that's fine. And then the next one, we went, right before we went to Arkansas, we went to a little consignment store, and Donna made a pile, and then she had another buy, made a pile over here, and, we asked her, what do you want for it?
She just had amazing prices.
And she, I think one pile was, you paid $25 for one pile, and then Donna went over and got some other stuff, and she...
$40.
I thought she was going to want more, and she says $30 for the one, and it was cool, and she was thrilled. We want to make them happy, but if we have to, we don't want to upset anybody by any means.
So anyway, we're getting off our topic.
Yep, we do that. We ramble and we rant and everything else. So that leads us to the next part. The next part is, what if you make a buy from somebody?
This is friends and family. Okay.
Yeah, this
topic is
back to friends and family, because strangers, if we hurt their feelings, it's not it's never intentional. But we don't worry about it because it's not people that we deal with in our life.
If you're at a garage sale, you're at an auction, whatever, and you buy something and you get it for X amount of dollars and it sells for way more than you thought, no big deal, no hard feelings, nobody really cares because you paid the price that they wanted for it, right? So what happens when you have a family member or a friend come to you and they want you to buy something, and you do, and you offer what they've given you, and it sits for a bit, and then you decide, let's go ahead and list it, and you find out that it's worth a heck of a lot more. Are you obligated to pay your friend or family member half of what you paid it for? Or
are you obligated, do you feel obligated to give the friend or family member more, no matter what the percentage is or anything? If you agreed on a price, a buyout, whatever, are you obligated to give them more when you find out it's worth more than what you were guessing? Because a lot of our buyouts, we don't know, we do not go around with a notepad, look everything up, comp it out, and try to come up with the percentages. We do it where we just look at it as a big pile and we say, what do you want for it?
And this
whether or not, whatever.
This can be anybody that you do business with. You do a buyout for $400 and you end up making, $2,000 on it. So are you obligated to pay that person more?
Even if you make $4,000.
Yeah, or whatever. So my stance, can I go into that yet?
Yes, you can absolutely go into that. And I am total agreement with her. At first I struggled with this, but she sold me over, so now she's going to win you over now.
Yeah. Our friends said that I was full of fire when I said this. But let's go back to the basics here. This is our business. This is how we put food on the table, and this is how we pay our bills. This is how we've chosen to do it. So what we do is available for all of you, everybody out there, and if they have something that they want to sell, they can sell it themselves if they want to. Most people don't want to, so people will ask us to do it. We do a buyout, or we do, whatever, buy it from a garage sale, whatever. A family member comes along and they say, I have this, that, and the other thing, and will you buy it for this much money? You say, yes, here's your money. They're happy, fine, whatever. So when you sell that item, are you obligated to pay them more than what you already agreed upon? And my answer is no. Because what if, first and foremost, what if you paid them X amount of money and you made a bad buy and you sold it and actually lost $50? Are they going to pay you half of what you lost?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Are you going to come back to them and say, hey, I made a bad purchase. I need some of that money back?
No, because this is our business and we make bad decisions or good decisions or whatever else. Yeah. Yes. So first and foremost, they're not going to share the loss with you. So you're not obligated to share the profit. And secondly, if they wanted all of the profit, they could have sold it themselves. But no, they chose the fast the fast
They-
turnover.
Yeah.
And they wanted quick cash from you. So you said, okay, here you go. Here's the quick cash. I know that I can, make money from this investment. And maybe much like your Edward Jones guy, you give him money to invest for you, and he puts money in and makes money for you, but he also gets paid for that knowledge.
Right.
And work. So anyway, what's my next?
She's fired up about
I'm
that.
fired up
And
about
it's
this whole
because
thing because
she had to get me on board, and she feels strongly about it because I'm just like.
This is what we do. We don't just do and give.
And it's not just that. It's also we're assuming the risk on not just whether or not it sells for that, or if it sells. Let's say we bought a whole bunch of in the year 2020, 2021 COVID. We bought you had a huge puzzle collection, and puzzles were selling for mega
At that time, they were selling fast and for a lot of money.
Selling for crazy amounts of money. Let's say we bought that from you, and we sold it then, and let's say we bought a buyer from you, and we paid, I don't know, we paid $200 for it, and let's say we made $4,000 on it.
Okay.
Would you, if your family member did that, would you be like, well, I want some of that money, I want some of that extra money that they made? But let's say they paid $200 for it, and the market dropped out like it did after COVID kind of went away. Puzzles don't sell anymore. Video games, they still sell, but not like they used to. There are seasons for everything. There's hot items, and then when they fall off, sometimes they fall dramatically off. So what if we made this big buy and it ends up being right before everything fell off, and now we're stuck with this? We paid you $200. We can only get $100 for it.
So we bring it back to you and say, I don't want to sell it anymore. Here you go. I want
my money back.
No.
Like, that's not how it works either. So,
No.
And if it's something electronic, if it's something with,
And
like I said, moving parts, if it gets broken, we have to assume that loss and all that stuff. So Donna is really, I am on board with her completely that, I agree with that. Once if you're happy with the sale and the buyer's happy with the sale, that is the end of it, even if they're friends and family, and they need to understand that because it is a business. And everybody wants to share the profits with you, but nobody wants to share the losses with you. So you need to look at it like that. And anyway, that's something that part of the reason we were so fired up about it was we've been having these discussions with other resellers about this. And there are people on both sides of the fence there too, but that's where we stand on this. And I'm in agreement with her.
So does that make us sound harsh? Are we mean? Or does that make us sound like, we're providing for our family?
Like we've thought this through. We put a lot of thinking into this, and this is what we offer. We offer the service of taking things off your hands, whatever.
You know what? And that brings us to, another little bit. We are moving towards no more consignment for people, no more selling for people. We will buy you out instead. Yeah,
this is kind of an announcement. Some people we haven't told this to yet that watch our videos that maybe bring us stuff to sell. By the end of the year, we are no longer consigning for anybody. That includes family. That includes our own mothers. That's everybody.
We will sell it for you, but that'll look a little different. We're just going to buy it out from you, and you're going to say bye-bye to it, and we will sell it.
Yeah, we're going to get into just if you have stuff you want us to sell or whatever, just tell us what you want for it, and we will decide if we want to or not do that. We will also, if you're somebody that just wants to get rid of stuff, don't get me wrong, we also take donations. Like if you're literally going to take it to Goodwill, you can bring it here, and even if it's not worth much, we'll take it off your hands. We'll play the role of Goodwill for you, and we greatly appreciate it.
And we sort through it, and then we donate what we don't want to, sell, and then we, take the skim off the top.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's still going to be like that. It's still going to be an option. We will still take things, but we will either just give you money up front, because then when we have it for somebody else, we feel a obligation to try to get the most that we possibly can for them, because they only get a certain percentage anyway.
Then we might hang on to it
longer. So we try to do the best we can. And if we bought it and it's ours and it's in a box and we don't get to it for a while or whatever,
or it's in the store for a very long time, then we'll take a lower offer just to move it on.
For example, there was an item that was one of our mothers, we'll put it that way, and it was like $90. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say we got an offer for that for $50. If that,
we did get an offer and I didn't take it because I knew that she wanted more money for it.
Yes.
And however, if we would have bought that from her and, went ahead and given her a portion of it, then, had it in the store for a year, I would have taken the lower amount for it just to move it on. So it makes decisions more difficult when we're selling for people.
Because we feel obligated to try the best we can to get the most we can.
And we do try to make good business decisions, but at some point, you get to where you've had it long enough, it's time to move it on, let's move on to the next thing. And you become stagnant if you're not able to do that. And sometimes when we're trying to sell for other people, we're not able to do that. And so it makes our store become stagnant. So if we have too much of that in the store. So that's one of the reasons we're going to do this. And by the end of the year, we are going to have all of those
everybody taken care of. Anybody that we have inventory for.
To free up
we're going to go through and, come up with a fair price and just offer them instead of continuing to sell for them. Just buy it out.
There's only a few left.
There isn't much left because we've really tapered it way back. So that's we're excited about that because the bookkeeping aspect alone is going to be way simpler. Another thing I want to say, if you're watching this and you're a reseller and you're selling for friends and family, one big thing you can do to ease your stress level, and if you're selling for friends and family, is to not have a YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness.
I told her this and she's like, no, don't say that. And I'm like, no, seriously. If we just did this and we weren't on YouTube, almost all the things we sell, nobody would ever know what we're selling and what it's sold for anyway, because we'd just be going about our business and you don't talk about it with people. It's just your work. But, we go on here and we show you this sold for this much.
We have a few people that followed every move we made when we first started, and now those people don't watch us at all anymore. So the novelty wears off. But as far as watching our eBay store, but as a YouTube.
Yes, if you want to succeed, one of the things you can do to help you succeed as a reseller is to not have a YouTube channel. I firmly believe this. We enjoy the YouTube. That's why we do it.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do it for the money. I guarantee you that. But
I wouldn't argue though if the channel got bigger and we made money off of it someday.
Yeah, we're not opposed
fabulous.
to it. I mean, we do make some money, but it don't support us. But yes, I guarantee you, if we didn't do YouTube, we would be better resellers.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, 1,000%. But we enjoy it, so it's kind of like our fun thing we do on the side. Yeah. It just still is all about reselling. So anyway, that's another thing. Sorry, this ran really, really long.
See, I might get fired up a little bit, but it's just because I truly believe that we need to support our friends and family in whatever endeavor they decide to do. That doesn't mean if they're doing something that you need to get stuff for yourself cheaper. It means support them. Just like we support all the kids that want to do a fundraiser or whatever in our family, and we do what we can for them. We would hope that family and friends would realize this is how we put food on the table. And so don't be afraid. And that's not that we're fussing at anybody. We're trying to encourage you as you grow your business to not feel obligated. This is your business, and it is okay for you to set those hard lines and those hard boundaries. And those policies, but set those policies, know what they are, be able to sprout them off, and stick to them.
Yes.
Because it makes running your business so much easier. You don't have to apologize to anybody for anything because that's just your policy.
Yeah. And so in our notes and everything, I summarized, I had four topics, 4 summary piece of advice in order to selling for friends and family ideas. Number 1, the best way to sell for friends and family is to not do it.
Okay.
But it says, but if you do, just be very clear and upfront about the fees and pay structure.
Yes.
Like we talked about, when we finally decided what it was, We tried to explain it very clearly, and we encourage people, if you're not happy with that, that's totally fine. You can sell yourself, you can take it somewhere else, and that's cool. Yeah. Like, very upfront. Number 2, don't start a YouTube channel and share how much you make on the items, because it could cause some hard feelings or some stress. And we've seen it before, but you know what? It is what it is. Number 3, offer a buyout instead of selling for them, which is what we are moving to do.
Yep. If you can do that, that's the best way every time.
Yes. And number 4, avoid working with people that you think will have an issue if you have success. Because people, when you're trying to climb a mountain and become a successful business or whatever, people are always on your side and want to see you succeed. But there are a lot of people that if you reach a certain level of success and you go past that, they don't like that because they get a little jealous and they want to kind of tear you down. The world is full of people that build you up to tear you down. And if you think somebody's going to have drama or issues or hard feelings about something, just avoid working with those people because it's not worth it. So that's our 4 pieces. That's kind of our summary of what we wanted to do.
And to those that watch us, that have helped us from the very beginning.
Yes.
We so appreciate you
Yes.
and coming along with us on this journey. And it was your support that helped us get there.
Yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for selling for friends and family and all the people that trusted us to do the best we could and just let us do it without, expectations and, calling us and what about this? What about this? Like, that's what got us to where we are today. And we are forever grateful of that. And even the people, there are still people that just show up with stuff. We greatly appreciate it. We just have to change our business model to something a little simpler as far as bookkeeping wise and obligation wise.
And so this video is for giving advice to the resellers, not tearing down at all the people that came along and helped us and were patient as we figured out what our policies were and gave us advice and were understanding as we set our policies. So thank you to all the people that have been there behind us to help us grow, and for all the people that supported us and supported their friends, in us. So thank you for that. Next,
I think we've talked that to death.
Yes, but on to the mail.
We're gonna get to the mail in a second.
No.
We're going to go do the mail, but we're doing the mail for what? For the map. So we're gonna go downstairs. We're gonna pin all the places, go through all the comments, get all the pins on the places, and then we'll do the mail and we'll put them on the board. And we're gonna show all of that to you.
Yes.
The board. This is cool. This was a great idea by Donna.
Come look.
I don't know if you can't see the pins.
Okay.
You tell us and we will get bigger pin heads.
We have Maine, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina,
we're
Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Utah, Wyoming, California, Washington, British Columbia, Canada. Oh my goodness. So here we go. You ready?
Yep. Read them off.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
If your name's on this list, you are represented.
Maine Dooryard in Brownville, Maine. Tammy in Kentucky. Hockey Mom, Willow Spring, North Carolina. Ruth, Albin, Wyoming. Sharon, El Reno, Oklahoma. Sherry, Texas, near Plano. Deanna, Lexington, Tennessee. Janice, Leawood, Kansas. Nature Maiden, Utah, from Roy, Utah. Lisa from Scottville, Illinois. eBay Video from Bella Vista, Arkansas. Thrifty Monkey from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Barbara from Tazewell, Virginia. Lori from Hastings, Minnesota. Mike from Blue Springs, Missouri. Renee from San Jose, California. Janine from Lincoln, Nebraska. And Kate. Matt from Lincoln, Nebraska. The Bartletts from Strafford, Missouri. Sharon from Seward. Floyd, better known as Mama, from Bella Vista, Arkansas. Dana from Madera, California. Jody from Gambrillis, Maryland. Twyla's mom from Clinton, Missouri. Cindy from Georgetown, Kentucky. Grams and Pops from Madison, South Dakota. Lisa from Lincoln, Nebraska. Rebecca from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Marion and Dom from Linwood, Washington. Drew from Seattle, Washington. Eden from Oklahoma. Cheryl from St. Louis, Missouri. Hokey Okey from Choctaw, Oklahoma. Aaron from Vancouver, British Columbia. British Columbia, Canada. Sorry, Aaron. Aaron from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and Linda from Lincoln. And we got a card, a Happy Halloween card from Linda and Lincoln. So that was cool. Happy Halloween from Linda. And then we got one today. We haven't opened yet. And this comes from the Bartletts in Strafford, Missouri. Except now I can't open it. Okay, whoops. And that is, oh my goodness, stickers! All right, they have a high five resell shop, and they sent us a sticker.
Nice.
And a card. Look at there, and Derek Bartlett signed it. And then we also got a picture, a Merry Christmas picture with Santa Claus and his family.
Fun.
That is so cool. So check out the High Five Resell Shop. They are located, let's see, YouTube, Facebook, eBay. So their YouTube is DL Bartlett 9078. So check out their YouTube, and we will be doing the same.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then we got a note here. Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Okay, it says, hello, it's very fun watching you both work together and your videos. I enjoy watching and hearing about your adventures. I used to do house cleanouts for wards of state when we lived in Chicago, but didn't reopen that business when we moved to Southwest Missouri. We live near Springfield. Thank you. Wonder where I go next. I started my eBay store, it says 17 years ago, but really reinstated it about 2 years ago. Before then, I was selling just enough for 3 years to pay for the store fees. Since reapplying myself to eBay, I've been able to pay most or all of the family's monthly bills. Way to go! That's awesome! Thank you for making the videos. It is inspiring. When I restarted, I also started a resale channel called High Five Resell Shop, which was a store my wife and I had in Chicago. So the Facebook and YouTube already was there, so I just added to it. Enclosed is a picture of my family. They are a little bit older now, but it's a great picture. Thanks for all you do. The Bartletts, Derek and Lindy. Addison, hey Addison. Ivy, hi Ivy. And Waverly. Oh, and Clark. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. That's awesome. Thanks Derek and Lindy. This is so cool, and it is going up on the board.
Yes.
I love it.
We're gonna put. So what are you gonna do with the card and with the the business card maybe?
The sticker you mean?
Well, the sticker we'll put on our sticker wall.
This is going up here. It's all going up here.
Oh, it's all going up here.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna pin things, and she'll show you what we're gonna do here.
Yep. And we're going to put it around the edges on this blue line.
So if you want something hanging from our board, our P.O. box is in the description of the video. But this is fun. When you see the little pins, I hope you guys can see that okay. When you see the little pins and we see how many people watch from different areas, that's fun to see.
Oh my goodness, that is a great picture, you guys. Thank you. Oh my goodness, and we're going to put the sticker on our sticker wall.
Yes, we are.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
All right, that is it. Our battery is at 4%, so it is about to shut off. So.
Okay, like and subscribe, share with your friends, support your friends and family, and
drop it. Hey, drop your name, or you don't even have to put your name. Drop in where you watch this from.
Yep. And
we will get you on the board for the next one. We're going to keep track of this, and every time we do it, we're going to update and read off all the people, all the places. If you have a business card,
a sticker, a note, a postcard, whatever, send it, and it's going to go on the outside here. Absolutely. And if we run out of space, it's going on the wall behind it.
There you go. So everybody, thank you for watching. I'm Steve.
I'm Donna.
We're Happy Our Treasures. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.